Good evening, and this is the fourth edition of Sunaparanta Art Initiator Lab that we have opened today. The show is called Buttered Bread on a Cat's Back. So we have around 10 participants, we call them mentees, who are part of this show. And this exhibition will be open until the 15th of July. Alongside this exhibition, we also have a grantee show. So this is the VM Salgaocar Grantee Fellowship and the Emerging Artist Show. So we have 3 grantees. So one is Farah Mullah. We are showing her works over here, who's done good research on Abid Faria, on hypnotism. Then we have Vensi, who is doing on Kalchikori. And also we have another, the Emerging Artist grantee, actually, who is Kiran Tamboskar. So he has done on temple drumming and more research work on this ritual that was forgotten and brought back to Sunaparanta. So this is a show which has opened today, and we would like you to come and enjoy and see the show. It's open till the 15th of July, and our timings are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you so much.
Architects, dancers, photographers, and graphic novelists. So I think Shreya, it's been really wonderful to see try out is something that talks about the folk tales of Goa. She also talks about something that in fact Paolo just mentioned, that everybody knows everybody in Goa, you know. And she talks about this same thing, about stories, about how all the folk tales, all these tales, grandmother's tales, and the stories that we hear growing up, they're all interconnected. So what if you actually interconnect them, change the storyline, make an animal from one story step into the landscape of another? What happens? It's like crossing from village to village. It's like crossing the river and going into a new space. So Letitia, who in fact is a printmaker and painter, is somebody who, by her own words, says, I don't like people to touch my work or interfere in my work at all. But she said that this program, being with everybody and pushing her boundaries of difficulty, helped her face this situation, and she actually enjoyed creating this work that everyone can touch and interact with. But I suggest please be careful with the pieces, because they are hand painted and they're constructed from almost 400-year-old wood that is in fact made from the beams in her own ancestral home. So Letitia is in Delhi for a program right now, so she's not with us today, but you'll be able to meet her at other times in the show. This period with discussions, assistance, etc. So the next person I'd like to invite is Gitesh. Gitesh is a self-taught filmmaker. He comes from an engineering background, but he was very interested to pursue a more artistic Lina Vincent, and I have been mentoring this set of creative persons through the past 8 or 9 months. The program sale is Sunaparanta Art Initiator Lab. It's in its 4th edition, and so this is our 4th exhibition. I will by first of all thanking our patrons, Sunaparanta Center for the Arts, the entire team here. We are missing Leandre today very much since she's not here. but Justina, Nilima, Abigail, Uttam, and the entire support staff without whom we cannot have this entire program month after month, having sessions, meeting here, discussing things, doing stuff, and then coming to this point, which is like a culmination, but it's actually the starting point for so many of them who are participating in this program. So with that, I want to say that it's wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces as well as new faces. We have so many of our mentees from the previous batches. All the participants are here, and it's always exciting because we are like a big community now. We are over, I don't know, 45, 50 almost people who have passed through this program in the past 4 years. So I think I am really proud and happy. I want to say this as well very clearly. A lot of people think that because I am the mentor behind this, that I am also the curator of the exhibition, but this is not so. The exhibition is conceptualized, displayed and curated by the entire team of participants. This year the lead was taken by Venkatesh, and he's somewhere there. Yeah, raise your hand. So I would also like to thank here all our mentors who have taken sessions with the entire team. So Dr. Vidya Kamath, Akshay Mahajan, Sanchayan Ghosh, Shreyas Karle and Himali Bhuta, and Dale Menezes, among several others, have actually led different sessions with the mentees through this period. That has helped in their progression, because what we do with SAIL is simply offer the space and offer tools for them to be able to explore themselves and their community and their environment so much the better. Oh yes, I mustn't forget Arundhati Chattopadhyay, whose theatre sessions are something that are so positive in the way people see themselves and also see their work. So that's enough. Now with the work right here on your right, this work is by Deepa George, who is right here, who took the plunge into SAIL and was worried about not being an artist. But the journey has been,
amazing.
So exciting.
Yeah. It's exciting being part of this collective, and I kept insisting I'm not an artist. I still feel like an interloper, but it's wonderful that I could see a slight idea, a germ of an idea that happened in my mind actually come to fruition and see this being executed like this. So that in itself has been a big high for me, and to be part of the collective of the various lovely artists that were part of this show. Am I to say something about this?
Yes. If you can actually talk about the kind of turning point moment when you realized that you were visualizing these letters in some way as this larger project.
So as I was telling David, I've been living with the spirits of all these people who have written these amazing letters. I mean, they've been playing in my head, and I keep asking, their names, their histories. It somehow has been playing in my head for so long now. The idea just came about because I read a letter that my dad wrote to my mother, which I thought was just so profound and deeply impactful. And despite its fragileness after 6 decades, it held so much value for her. So a simple thing like that, which was more of an heirloom than any jewelry, anything more precious. So, and then when I went around, finding these letters and people behind these letters and their personal histories, there's so much that a letter does that we somehow seem to have taken for granted or just lost in time. When our language is now an abbreviation as LOL or Dilulu or some such bizarre stuff, I am just so amazed when I see the flourish at which these letters are written. The handwriting, the language, the preciseness, the beauty of expression. And in this digital age when when everything is just a few words and abbreviated text, just simple act of just putting pen to paper is a profound artistic gesture. And that is what I wanted to bring to the fore and have you experience for yourself. I've tried to have different time capsules, letters in different languages, even Urdu, and have them read out the letters, like Padma Shri Norma, who is reading out the letter that she got from her father just after her mum passed away. So things like that which evoke so much emotion and so much sentimentality, and I hope you experience some of that as you go through this exhibit.
Thank you, Deepa. So this is the start of a much larger project.
I hope, thank you.
So how it
Hi, good to see you.
So in his process, he has brought together his experiences from a professional space and introduced in them the idea of a kind of poetics or poetry within the visual form. So Gitesh, I wanted to ask you about this process. How did you bring the poetic together with your very lived experiences?
So I think this idea comes from my experience of being in the wedding industry for around 7 to 8 years till now. So I have always seen gradually things changing, especially into Goan. So I'm specifically into Goan wedding field. So I see a lot of cultures, a lot of aesthetics, a lot of different influences getting squeezed into the culture, the ceremonies or traditions of what we do at wedding, which I see somewhat hinders the whole concept, the core concept of marriage, which is the union of souls. So my work is very simple. It's just an audio and the video, wherein I have tried to create figures which are like souls, and they're trying to unite, which is the whole concept of marriage. But then because of the certain so I recorded certain noises from the wedding scenes, which like on location sounds, which acts as an interference for that union. And so ironically, these noises are actually the whole part of wedding, which is like talking about the grandeur of this thing, how you're looking, the beauty of this thing. So which all these things overpower the whole concept of marriage, and that's what my thought was, and I've noticed and observed through my journey. So that is what I have tried to present, and I hope you guys will like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gitesh. So, as well as an art historical background. So, can you tell us a little bit about how your visualization of these cabinets took place? How did you put together these ideas that have questioned certain of your personal as well as community constructs?
So it started with a very personal sort of experience of me always being conscious about how I look and how everything is about me and all of that. But then because of the background that I had in so much art history and reading scholarly texts and all of these things like capitalism, consumerism, and ideas and all those things, how we see race, gender, and all of that. So I think that's been a larger part of how my practice is shaped. So it started actually, this research I would say started with a very critical sort of thing. But then for this cabinet, I'm the malkin of this cabinet I would say. So it started with a lot of play. I started playing around things. I skipped the seriousness of the whole critical thing. I kept my Barbie because Barbie becomes a very, a cultural signal and an icon that, as a young girl, you project yourself over the Barbie, the ideal standard of beauty or whatever, and it's so mass produced that it's everywhere, and and then even now, there are many papers written on just a Barbie and how it does not include different races, genders, and all of that thing. So basically, that's one example. And then anything that beauty is something that I was working on beauty enacted, inherited, observed, and then it was not like I'm against something, not against makeup or something like that, but just it becomes a daily part of us. So if you see, there are jars of, these magic potions that your moms tell you, your grandmoms tell you, and then random aunties passing by tell you, like, yeah, apply this will create wonders, and nothing works. I've tried the whole kitchen, nothing works. Okay, so all of those things, and then, I had this jar of capsules where I put these words from my research, because I wanted to make my research very light. Add these words instead of my entire research. So basically I had a lot of fun, and it's a work in progress, because everybody's cabinet becomes a work in progress in itself. As you grow, it grows with you. So tomorrow things will change. Tomorrow I may pick up something from it and replace it with something else. As I age, maybe there will be some magic potion of wrinkles and anti-aging, I don't know, something. So this is my cabinet at this stage of my life, at 25 years old, like that. So that was my thought.
Thank you, Siti.
So, the idea began with looking at those vanishing landscapes where, I come from South Goa, full of nature and forests. So, because of a lot of construction, mining and all, those landscapes are now vanishing. So, the idea came from there. And all I did is before I used to do this paintings on canvas and with acrylic and all. Now I went and collected those things from the pigments and soil from the original landscapes, and I tried to put it in a whole cloth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how was the process for you? Was it did it feel more comfortable than using the acrylic?
Yes. I collected this soil from mining area where it was like the blood of that landscape, and all those pigments which are surrounding my homeland, like haldi and kokum, and I tried a lot of things on cloth as well as paper, and I got some good results with this soil and some pigments, and I tried this on my artworks.
Thank you, Ritika. So another work which you see directly in front, this is Nehal, who is also inside. Okay. So tradition of carpentry, and for a long time his engagement was directly with that. Now he's actually a wonderful storyteller. We come to know so many different and hidden things during the times that we spend together. And so his engagement in this piece of work has been with the tensions that exist within families. And he has sort of abstracted those emotions and created a sort of storytelling with that. Shubham, if I can ask you, what are your highlights in SAIL, and what impacted you the most when you were looking at your own work? Is that tough? Okay, speak a little bit about how you made your work.
Okay.
How were you influenced to talk about family?
Before SAIL, I used to more of work on species. It was more of like a direct imagery, and didn't have that gap of what I want, the depth of what I wanted to tell. So with SAIL, I started to think it more on a conceptual level and getting that depth into my work. And like SAIL had helped me to do that. My works were more of like a direct narration, and now they are in process of like I'm trying to do it kind of into a very which are not direct.
Okay, and you enjoyed making this work?
Yeah.
That's the most important. Thank you, Shubham. So I want to invite Ritika, and there's some really beautiful work inside. Ritika, may I?
Collecting images like a habit. Like I can't even watch a movie in peace because like you're always like looking at material for something, and I continuously And before sale, I had a sort of a gap because I had a full-time job, and then I came back and I just got all my Purana printmaking plates out, and I started a regular thing of going to the studio every day. And then so the collected images, text, they come together, they play around, I sit with them for a long time. So it's the silence of working, perhaps, like the meditative process of printmaking as well. And I like looking at images. I watch a lot of things. I look at like other people's artwork a lot. And so images is something that makes me very curious. So I do that, drawings. And the century. Yeah. So that is something that. So I used to have this greenhouse that I made during COVID. It was made out of like scrap wood and plastic, and because in Concon it rains quite a lot, and we have a lot of coconut trees around, and like plants, like you can't grow smaller plants, and it's not even sunny. So we built a greenhouse, and nothing survived in that either. But it sort of became like my place to go and sit, have a cigarette, chill, and like away from everything. And after a while, the greenhouse I think got like deserted. So I thought I'll make something like that, because when I'm working here on a print or a paper, that is something that like the approach to both is the same. It's like gardening or drawing or like building a greenhouse. So here the greenhouse is like very funny. So I wanted it outside initially, but that could not happen. So it's like a greenhouse which is like trapped inside a house, and greenhouse is a place where you like nurture and grow plants. But again, like, can you really like trap nature? Because nature doesn't, according to me, nature doesn't really like care about us. We are like a blip, like we create global warming, but like Earth will go on, it will fix itself eventually in like some million years. So greenhouse is something like that. You go in, you sit momentarily, you watch the video that is inside it, you chill with the plants, and the room is very cool because of the plants. And you watch landscapes and the thing, and then you come out. And also people can go inside and watch people watch the thing. That becomes like a performative.
Yeah. Thank you, Venkatesh. Justine.
Alright. So thank you all for coming. On behalf of Sunaparanta, I would like to thank all of you for being here to this special edition, the fourth edition of Sales Mentorship Program. Now, alongside this exhibition, we have also the Granty show that's happening in Gallery 3 and 4. So we have another Granty, Wednesday, Mentees, who will be doing a talk over the period of time. Something to talk about. But we have just one artist here with us, and his work, this is Kiran Tamboskar. His work is in gallery number 4. So his work is deeply rooted in the temple drumming and something of that was rooted in the past. And this ritual we would like to bring to the fore. It will remain as a memory, but more on this, I would like Kiran to explain. So his work.
The ritual was started from my own village where I used to visit the temples. And I used to listen to the percussion of tones. So that used to create something to my mind, and that's where it started.
Hi, my name is Vency. I am a multimedia artist. I am from Goa, and I make work across water, ecology, climate. These are the areas I look at.
So how you felt today looking at its creations?
So it was very interesting to see the work of how young artists are looking at different mediums and how we're looking at local storytelling from our villages, and how again some of the themes that are coming through our villages is looking at our ecology. So there's a painting with mud which looks at the loss of the ecologies that we have. There's someone looking at memories and letters that have been sent. So for me it's very interesting that as people who are from Goa, that we are going back and re-looking at our traditions and our practices, and that's important as we move forward.
I think that this bright mind
So again, Goa always had very talented people, and Goa has always been talented. That's why everyone comes to Goa, because Goa is because it's firstly of its people, right? It's we who built the houses, we who built our lands, the khazans. It's us who took care of the rivers, you know. So the people and the minds are always here. It's just that it's nice that we're getting recognition for that.
Do you feel that the ecology of Goa is changing?
Yes, the ecology of Goa is changing, and there are various factors for that. It's how we understand development, how we understand progress. And I think through this arts practice, we see a lot of people who are questioning what is this future, what is this development. And it's very beautiful to see that it's local Goan artists who are questioning this, because that means there can be some change.
So when is your art to?
So I have a show here in December, and in December we'll be showing the work that is being made.
How do you feel being in Sunaparanta?
Sunaparanta is always a wonderful place that supports artists and emerging artists, and it's wonderful that they continue that process. Thank you.
Displayed within an exhibition is a first-time experience.
Yeah, so even I think I'm more into filmmaking and more on social media platform doing videos for that. So this was a very great experience. I mean, I would thank the whole program of Sale and men for this, because it actually shaped my, forced me to think beyond the, the typical way of making film, and trying to work more on concept and break the method of just doing film for the screens, but also to do something with visuals and for art institution.
Yeah, and
It was a great experience.
yeah, so all of you will have a chance to enjoy that.